Centipede.
Sup YouTube at Visual Gaming Network, and welcome to episode 33 of our Mario game in Java tutorial. Last episode we finished off implementing Koopas into our game. This episode we're going to be implementing multiple levels, and what I mean by multiple levels is that we're going to be creating a flag in which when we collide with it, it takes us to the next level. So I'm going to go into GIMP. And I actually created the sprite this time. Aren't you guys proud of me? So, this is the sprite for the flag, well, sprites, and it's going to be broken into 3 different parts. This is the base. This is sort of like the actual flag, and this is pretty much the pole. And yeah, we're going to be using these sprites to make up a flag. So yeah, and you'll see how I put these 3 sprites together later in this episode. And I'm actually going to open up a second level that I made and show you some changes to the normal level that you guys see. Alright, so as you can see here, there's a normal level as usual, but the thing is, you have to go down the pipe to this little area, then you have to go back up the pipe to here, and this little pixel here is the flag, and the flag is going to be 5 blocks high. And so, and the second level, it's pretty much a little box with a player in it, nothing more. So there's nothing worth showing you guys. So yeah, anyway, because I created new sprites and levels, I need to refresh my project folder. You should if you're creating any more sprites. And because I made a sprite for the flag, well, 3 sprites, I'm going to create an array of sprites. So we're going to create a public static sprite array, and we'll call it flag. And in here, set flag equal to a new sprite, and the amount of sprites we want in our flag array, sprite flag array, wait, what am I saying? Anyway, we want 3 sprites in the array. And make sure you type this in your init method, in your game class. So yeah, under our Goomba.length for loop, where we initialize the sprites in our Goomba sprite array, we're going to create another for loop under that. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than flag.length, which is 3, then I plus plus. Then we're actually, no, not Goomba. We're going to set flag I equal to a new sprite. The x coordinate would be, I think, I plus 1. The y coordinate would be 2, because our flag's thing is 2 blocks down. And our sprite sheet is sheet. Okay, so that's pretty much our flag sprite array done. So now we're going to go into our tile class, and we're going to make a new class, and of course we're going to call it flag. So, because our flag is a tile, we need to make it extend tile. Yeah, we just hover over, add the constructor, and of course add the unimplemented methods being render and tick. Right, just quickly remove the comments that are really unnecessary, we don't need. And by the way, I don't think I've told you this before, but if I have, I'm going to tell you guys again. The only reason these comments are here is just to let the person know this is like being automatically generated, and it's been and it's overridden the class. There's no other purpose than that. So yeah, anyway, we're going to actually render our flag. First of all, at the very top of our flag, we're going to have our actual flag with the Mario thing on it. So we're going to type g.drawImage, and this will be pretty simple. You'll just type game.flag I think it's 1. Yeah, dot get buffered image. That's the second sprite in our flag array, and the second sprite in our flag array is this. So yeah, sprite.flag1.get buffered image. The x and y coordinate will of course be get x and get y. The width and height of the sprite would be width and height, and null. I need to put a comma after height. There we go. So yeah, this is pretty easy because we're putting it at the top. But now we're going to draw the pole for our flag. So I'm going to type d dot draw image game dot flag 2, and that'll be the last index in our flag array. And the x coordinate I think will be get x plus width because if we just type get x, then the pole of our flag will render on top of the flag, and we don't want that. So we're going to put it a block below our flag where it should be. Actually no, the x coordinate is just get x, and the y coordinate is get y plus height. The width and height will of course be the width and height. Actually, I just realized we need to change the height from height to 64, because as I said, a flag is going to be 5 blocks high, and one block is and the height of one block is 64. So if we use our full height, and then our buffered images would appear, I think it would appear about 300 and something, 310 I think. So yeah, we just want the height to be the height of a singular block. So that's why we put 64 instead of our full height. And of course the observer will be null. Oh yeah, of course, so we need to, at game.flag2, we need to put .get buffered image on the end. And the thing is, I'm going to create 3 of these. And when I say these, I mean the flagpoles. And the reason is because if we create one flagpole and just like stretch the height of it a bit, the image would appear all stretched, and I don't like it when it does that. It doesn't look very nice when images are stretched, well, depending what image you have. So yeah, anyway, just to make things a bit neater, I'm actually going to draw 3 flagpoles instead of one very long flagpole. Oh yeah, I just realised I need to change get y plus height to get y plus 64. So yeah, anyway, so to do that, I'll just copy the g.drawImage line of code where we draw our flagpole, and paste it 2 more times. And all we need to do is just change the y coordinate. So we'll change get y plus 64 to get y plus 128, because that's 64 by 2. And 64 by 3 is 192, I think. So yeah, anyway, now we're going to draw the base for our flagpole. And under all our flagpoles, we're just going to g.drawImage. And we'll be drawing the first sprite in our flag array, game.flag0.getBufferedImage. And the first one is, of course, the base. And the x and y coordinates will be get x. The y coordinate will be actually our height minus 64, because we want our base to appear at the bottom of our flag. The width and height will of course be width and 64. And the observer is null. And put a semicolon on the end. And there we go. As you saw in my new level image, I created a flag, but we haven't told our handler class to actually create one yet. So go into our handler class, and I think I can remember the RGB value for that pixel. I think it was 0, 255, 0. So I'm going to check if red is equal to 0, and green is equal to 0, and blue is equal to 0. No, green is equal to 255. So stupid. Anyway, and if that's true, we're going to add a tile. The tile will be a new flag. The x will be x by 64. y by 64, width is 64, but as I said, the height, or I don't know if I've said this, but anyway, the height of the flag will be 5 blocks high, so we'll type 64 by 5, I think that's 310. Anyway, our flag is going to be solid, so we'll make solid true. The ID will be id.flag, and the handler is, of course, this being a fill-in for the handler parameter. We need to import flag. And of course we get an error in id.flag because we haven't created a constant called flag and id yet, so just quickly do that now. Alright, save changes to id. And there we go. So now let's run our game. And our flag should appear. Why is it taking so long? Hurry up. There we go. Okay, we'll just go over our Cooper. What? Our flag isn't here. I don't know, the RGB values may not have been right, so I'm just going to pause the video and I'll go fix that. Alright, so I fixed the problem I had, but as you can see, I didn't render the flag right. It looks so dumb. Anyway, I'm going to go down our pipe and go back up the pipe. Wow, that wasn't right as well. But the thing is, the flag's here, but it's just that things aren't rendered correctly. So I'm going to have a look at the code and I'll be back and I'll fix it. Okay, so we're back in this. You can see I've fixed the flag problem. The flag doesn't look as good as it should be, but you know, maybe I'll fix that in the future. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I fixed the graphical problems, and now we're ready to move on to the collision detection side of things. So, of course, all the collision detection we do happens in our player class. So we're going to go into our player class and program the collision detection for our flag. So scroll down to the tile for loop in the tick method, and under our getBounds_right if statement, we're going to be checking if getBounds.intersects t.getBounds, and we're going to give that if statement a body. And in that if statement, we're also going to be checking if our tiles id is equal to id.flag, so type t.getID is equal to id.flag. And if that's true, we want to call a method in our class called game.nextLevel, or I guess we should call it game.switchLevel. And because game.switchLevel isn't a method in our game class yet, we're going to create one right now, and we're going to add the necessary code for it. So go into our game class, and we'll scroll down to our public static in getFrameHeight method. Under that, that's where we're going to be creating our switchLevel method. So we'll make a public void, and of course call it switchLevel. And before we start working in that method, I just quickly want to create a public static integer. Actually, no, I think I'll make it private for now. So I'll make it a private. Actually, I'll just make it I'll make it a static integer, private static integer called level, and that's equal to 0. And of course, we want to create a new buffered image for our second level. So I'm just gonna change private buffered image to private buffered image level 1, and create another buffered image, call it level 2. Okay, now we're gonna scroll down to our init method and change image to level 1. And also in this try method, we're gonna copy this line of code and paste it. Just change level 1 to level 2. Right, and this will load our first and second level in our res folder. So anyway, scroll back down to our switch level method. Oh, of course, we need to type handler.create level 1. So now in our switch level, when this is called, we're gonna add 1 to level, and we want our handler to clear our level first, and then we want our handler to create our new level. So create a new level, buffered image level 2. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to create an array of buffered images, and those buffered images would contain our level images. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to make a buffered image array. Where would I put it? About here. So we'll type private buffered image array. We're going to call it levels. And we'll go down to our init method. In our try catch method, we're going to make a for loop for int I is equal to 0. I is less than levels dot length, which is 2, and I plus plus. Actually, we won't create a for loop. We'll just manually type these in. So we'll set levels 0 equal to image io dot read get class dot get resource. No, not get resources stream. Just regular get resource, and then it's level 1 dot png. Yeah, and we have to put a / at the start. Right, put a semicolon on the end. What's wrong? Remove a bracket. Oh yeah, there we go. And we'll do the same thing for our level 2. So level 1 is equal image io.read blah 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 level 2.png. Gonna go into our tick method and just change handler.create level 1 to handler.create levels 0. Actually, we'll put levels so level is equal to 0, so it'll still load the first level in our levels array. And in our switch level method, we want to change handler.create level 2 to handler.create levels, and level is the index. So yeah, I'm just going to fix my level so we can actually get to our flag. Then yeah, we'll see if everything works. Before we run our game, we get an error in game.switchLevel. It's because we're accessing our switch level method in a static way when our switch level method is not static. So we're going to make our switch level method a public static void. And of course we get an error because we need to make our levels array a static method. Oh no, array. So yeah, just type static on your private buffered image levels. So yeah, anyway, we'll run our game. Hopefully I fixed the RGB values properly, and you know, our game will actually run. Did our game crash? Yeah. What's wrong with our game? Oh, I need to change a level 1.png just to level.png. Okay, so there shouldn't be any more errors. We'll try that again. Really? My game was crashing with null pointer exceptions. It's because we never initialized our levels array. So we'll just go into our init method and do that now. We'll set levels equal to a new buffered image, and right now we'll make our levels array have 2 buffered images. Anyway, everything should work. Let's run our game. Finally, okay, there we go. Go over our creeper. And the reason why I removed the wall is because, you know, just to make things quicker, and, you know, maybe the pipes didn't operate right. Anyway, we'll collide with our flag. And there you go. As you can see, as we collide with our flag, we go into the second level. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. If you enjoyed, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. If someone you know is interested in learning how to program a game in Java, please send them this tutorial. I would highly appreciate it. Remember to suggest what topic you want me to cover in the next tutorial. And if you have a Twitter account, please feel free to follow me on Twitter. So see you guys soon. Bye.